Yo, 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 welcome to the Pitch Report. I'm Mario.
And I'm Amilcar.
And in today's episode, we're covering San Diego FC's win against LAFC. And we're going to talk about the latest SDFC signing. And we're going to go around the pitch, talking about what's going on around the world of football. How are you today, Amilcar, on this fine April Fool's Day?
Oh, I'm doing great, Mario. How about yourself?
Good, good. Any good jokes or any good pranks anyone pulled on you or that you pulled?
No. My cousin Alex pulled a good one on me. He sent me like a screenshot saying that Keenan Allen had signed for the Chargers, and we had been talking about it for the longest time. And I was like, I sent a message back. I was like, yes, I'm so excited, this and that. And then maybe like 20 minutes later, he's like, oh, April Fool's, LOL. I'm like, I hate you. Stop talking to me.
Hey, one can dream.
Right?
Has he signed with anyone yet?
No, he's still a free agent. That's why it was believable enough to where I thought that it was actually going to happen. And we had been talking about how it was so close to happening. But no, it hadn't. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. And ever since that happened, I don't trust anything I see on social media. Nothing on the news, nothing for today. So you've lost all my attention.
Wait, so there's no chance, no Keenan Allen then?
No, there's a chance,
okay, yeah.
but like that's why it was so believable, because there is a chance. That's why I fell for it, for sure.
Okay.
What about you?
Oof. This morning, no, I'm pretty sharp. Just kidding.
I fact check all my sources.
I pulled a few. I told my wife that Netflix was gonna make Akatar, like A Court of Thorn and Roses, which is like a book series that she's reading.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the main thing. And then I think at work I told someone at work that like I think Beyonce was in our lobby and they believed it. But that was about it.
Yeah, I feel like this is like your holiday. I feel like you're like such a huge troll that would like just love doing this.
There's a few things I thought about sending in like my team Slack channel. I was like, oof, I don't know if I should. So I was like, I'm gonna play it safe. I'm not gonna do anything like that.
Yeah, you're like, might be too believable to where like they're gonna start thinking that this is actually true and start spreading rumors. But I was telling you guys earlier, I was like, you can really root out moles today. You know, just like spread a rumor and then be like, oh, who told you about this? Okay, that's the person that's just telling all the inside knowledge.
Yeah, and now we know who we can't joke with.
Exactly right. But you know, we will say it's April Fool's, but we are still here naturally and only telling the truth on this podcast. Yeah. All our takes are all
straight
true.
Facts.
Exactly. There you go. Straight facts on this podcast. Speaking of, the biggest fact that we have for the day is SDFC in third place in the West.
Woo-hoo.
Yep. 1-3-2 against LAFC. How did you feel, man? We tailgated for the first time.
We sure did. I'm feeling good. It's always a good time when you beat LA. San Diego in general just had a pretty good weekend, so it was nice. We've played 2 LA teams. We beat both of them so far, so it was good.
Yeah, and tailgating was a lot of fun. At least I had a lot of fun. We got there like, a couple hours before. There was a ton of people there, which was really nice to see. Everyone kind of coming out early. A ton of LAFC fans as well to tailgate too, right?
Yeah, they traveled pretty well.
Yeah, which I think is probably going to be the case like going on now just because we're so close. But yeah, no, really cool turnout. I think it was another sellout, right, again. But tailgating was fun. It's also nice to just like be able to like drink and have snacks and stuff at the car, and then just like, all right, I'm just gonna buzz over to the game, and then we got there early enough to where we were like super close to the stadium. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and then just being able to like walk around, see what people are up to. Like we had a soccer ball, we were like dribbling, we were playing like various like types of games, and just like even like on social media afterwards, I saw people's tailgates. People like brought out like drum kits. People were doing like a bunch of different things, like carne asadas. It was just so fun, which you don't really get that with like Petco, and I hadn't really been to Snapdragon before, so I don't know how much like tailgating was happening before then, but it kind of brings back like the Qualcomm days when the Chargers were here.
Yeah, no, speaking of, one of the guys next to us had like a DJ turntable.
Oh, really?
And yeah, he was like DJing for probably like an hour or so, and then he just put it away. I was like, this is so intense. Like, you're so prepared with like a DJ table and everything.
Wow. Yeah, I guess whatever you can just tow in, I guess that's the limit.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I feel like the tailgates we do will get more sophisticated. Right now it's just like a table, drinks, food, some carne ceviche. Can never forget.
Of course.
and a good time, man. So that was really cool. The game was also super exciting, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, the first half was five goals happened in the first half, up 3-0, which we were feeling so hyped. And then all of a sudden, it went from 3-0 to maybe like 15 minutes later, it was 3-2. I was like, oh, crap. All right. Like,
yeah, it was like very two-sided, I guess. Or I guess, one-sided. Yeah, we went up 3-0. Then I think we kind of just fell back. I almost got the feeling that it was kind of like, wow, we didn't plan for this. We didn't think we'd be up 3-0 this early on in the game. And, like, what do we do now? And the response was give up 2 goals, I guess.
I mean, the first goal was kind of wild. Like,
yeah.
It was just a rocket. Just hit the top of the crossbar, came down.
The LAFC goal, that is, right?
Yeah, the LAFC goal. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Our goals were good. We had, a set-piece goal, and then...
Yeah, then I think it was Valicari. It was like the error by
the
Hugo
goalie.
Lloris.
Mm-hmm.
And then Alex Maiden had the goal that was basically cross across, not cross across, but sent across, and then he just hit it in.
That was interesting because like it went through probably 5 players before it made it to him in the back post. He just tapped it right in. I was like, when that happened, I was thinking, all right, cool, we're good. It's gonna be 4-5-0. Like we're cooking.
Yeah,
you know?
Same thought. I was like, yeah, we're gonna score maybe 5, maybe 6. It's gonna be like those like games where we just embarrass them.
Yeah, exactly. And then it quickly the tide turned quite a bit. And obviously went 3-2. But do you want to talk about our firsts that we had this week, Mario?
Oh, yeah. We had a few exciting firsts. We had our first home win, which also meant we had our first team lead at home. We hadn't actually had a team lead. We tied the very first game against St. Louis SC. Yeah. And then the Columbus Crew game, we tied 1-1, but we were down 1-0. So it was really cool. And you know also what else happened that weekend? Or sorry, actually, let me rephrase the question. Do you know what the Padres and San Diego FC have in common?
They both were undefeated this weekend?
That, and through 4 games, they were both undefeated.
Oh, okay.
And so far, the Padres have done one better. They're 5-0, and we're actually half watching you have our full attention, but we have the game in the background, and they're up like 3 or 4-0 right now in the 7th, I think.
Yeah, 4-0. Yeah, hey, we can multitask, Mario. Come on. We can talk multiple different sports at the same time.
So let's hopefully keep the streak going.
Yeah, exactly. And then we saw that Chucky came back finally. He got subbed in the 72nd minute. How did you feel he kind of did on his way back? How did he look?
I thought he was pretty good. So going back to like the 3-0, one of the thoughts I had was like, oh, they're not going to play Chucky Lozano. I think I even told you that like at the time because why not just give him the extra rest? We're going to win this game anyways. And it just after 3-0, it really felt like the momentum was all going in our favor. But when he ended up coming in, I thought he looked pretty good. It looked just like he left off like in our last time I saw him play was the Galaxy. It was the St. Louis game, and looked like he was normal. I didn't see like anything that other than like not a goal that was keeping him back, I would say. Yeah,
I was going to say he had the one-on-one with the goalkeeper that he couldn't finish, which that would have been amazing. Just come in within like 5 or 10 minutes, score that goal. That would have capped off the night. But unfortunately, he didn't do that. But yeah, like you said, I think it's good to see him back, kind of start meshing with the team again. And the team's just playing with a great like attitude, like they're pushing forward so hard. Another like funny thing that I realized is like the last 2 games that we've played, all the goals have happened in the first half. So like last time it was 2-1. It was like we were down 2-1 against Austin. All goals in the first half, nothing in the second. Same thing this one, 3-2, nothing in the second. And it's funny because like it's such a change of events from the first couple games. Nothing was happening in the first half, and then San Diego would just turn it on the last 10, 15 minutes. We're like, oh, they're just conditioned, they're coming through and whatnot. And now it's like the complete opposite.
Oh, that's a really good point. I hadn't thought about that. So I guess lesson is don't be late if you're going to a San Diego FC game, and also don't go pee before halftime. Wait.
Ugh, I know.
Yeah, because I missed arguably, in my opinion, the best goal of the game, which was like the 3-1 goal for LAFC. Mm-hmm. I missed that in the bathroom, so I would not go to the bathroom, even if you think it's about to be halftime. Just hold it a little bit longer.
I know, and I will say the bathrooms, like we mentioned the last episode, are like a 45-second walk. So probably missed like 3 minutes of the match, and that's when like that crazy goal, happened. But
did you miss two of them? You missed both goals because they were both like one was in the 43rd minute and then the other one 40. Oh no, but it was late in like stoppage time for the first half.
Yeah. So I watched the second one. I didn't get the first one though, but yeah. So it was very interesting. I wonder if it's like more like tired legs, or they kind of like because San Diego's still new. I'm wondering if like they're kind of figuring each other out in the beginning. And then the second half, it's like, all right, we've kind of figured it out. So now they're able to play a little bit more of a defensive game.
Yeah, I guess, that could be it. And just kind of like controlling the pace of the game. Something I do really like about this team is they seem to work really well under pressure. Like they don't at any time like seem to rush passes. They always seem to be in control. Like even like on their side of the field, even like near the box, they're always just very like methodical. It looks like in their passes they're not rushing. So yeah, maybe they just have that type of control in the game.
Yeah, and something that I definitely saw, like you noticed the presence of Aníbal Godoy and all the defensive line was so much better.
Yeah,
this match they weren't getting burned like with all the runs behind and everything. So it just goes to show how like some of the players on international break were making such a big difference, and also how much they learned from the Austin game where they got burned. The first 15 minutes for two goals and then kind of were clawing back the entire way. So I love how they bounced back. We knew it was going to be a hard-fought game, a ton of energy, ton of yellow cards.
Yeah.
I think there was even a red card.
Yes,
yeah.
double yellow, yeah.
Double yellow, right? Yeah, so it really gives the LA San Diego rivalry, gives like Dodgers Padres. So I'm actually curious, and I guess maybe you can't really compare it, but how it was like versus like LA Galaxy. Like it seems like the LAFC SDFC competition, at least on the fan side of things, seems a little bit more intense than the LA Galaxy SDFC.
Yeah, I would say it definitely felt that way. I think part of it being is the LA Galaxy game. At least I felt like I didn't know what to expect. I feel like LA Galaxy fans maybe didn't know what to expect, other than they were defending champions. And we really made a statement for the whole season. Like we tied a record with St. Louis FC of 4 games undefeated. So I think going into this game, now we've kind of started to show a bit of our presence, like who San Diego FC is in MLS. So I think there was a little bit more excitement and anticipation in that regard. I also think the fan base of LAFC is very similar to the fan base of San Diego FC, where it's also an expansion team. I even heard one of the commentators on Apple before the game saying that LAFC and Atlanta United were the teams that kind of showed what an expansion team can be. Like just because you're the new team, it doesn't mean you're not going to be competitive right away. So I'm seeing that with San Diego FC as well. We saw that with St. Louis SC 2 years ago. So I feel like it was more like a battle of equals. Also relatively in the table, they're doing about the same. At least going into the game. Of course, we know who won now. What did you think?
Yeah,
I the ambiance being there and compared to maybe like a Padre Dodger game.
Yeah, I think it carries a lot of like similar like weight. I think at least like I think it's very like two very passionate fan bases. And I think San Diego fans have been so passionate the short time that we've had a team. And I think for better or for worse, you can see the passion on the stands and in and out of the games. Like you saw, like there's a bunch of fights going on and stuff like that.
Wait, you saw fights?
I didn't see them, but I saw them on social media.
Oh,
after.
Really?
There was some like in the stands, and there was some like after. There was some sucker punches being thrown. So, definitely we frown upon that on here on the Pitch Report.
No, ultimately, yeah. Like you want this to be somewhere where you can take your kids, you can take like family. So it is terrible. I guess it shows like the passion in a way, but like it's not worth like getting arrested over or getting kicked out.
Yeah, but I think that just reminds you a lot of like just the LA Dodgers, like San Diego kind of rivalry, or like Raiders Chargers back in the day type thing. Someone
told me that the Padres always have the Dodger games like on the weekends that they have the Cerveza Fest. And they're like, that's like the worst idea.
Oh my God, just rile people up, right?
Yeah, like right. It's like the last thing they need. But
yeah, seriously. But I mean, all to say, I think it seems like more of a rivalry than the LA Galaxy match.
I agree. For some reason, I feel that way too.
Yeah. So, I think everyone's super passionate. So, I mean, just the name LAFC, SDFC, it all just like goes so well together,
Yeah, and both of them seem to have very like involved, present fan bases. Like LAFC, props to them. At the beginning of the game, they had like their whole section, like on the top side of like on the east side of the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
They had like glitter glitter bombs or something, like exploding.
Yeah.
It looked kind of cool. But then on our supporter section, we had like the blue smoke bombs, which were also really cool. They were going off after every goal. So it was just really fun, like the back and forth. And we had them really quiet for a while. Then they got loud when they scored their 2 goals. It was really fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm honestly that's one of the matches that I'm actually want to travel to.
Oh yeah,
like, to go watch the game in LA.
September 1st.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just because I think it'll be a similar environment there, and the teams are just both really good, and I just think it'll be a really good match. So I'm very excited for that. The rest of them, I'm like, okay, like LA Galaxy, like I'm like, could go, could not. But LAFC, I'm very excited about.
Yeah, and I guess we could also talk about like San Jose. That's the only California team left for us to play and hopefully beat, so we can go 3 for 3 so far. Do you think they're rivals?
No, I don't think so. Just based off, like, I don't know. I think the LA San Diego is just such a big rivalry. So like, if they were to create like a San Diego hockey team, like, I don't know, it would be a rival too. I just feel like just culturally, like San Diego, LA rivals, and just in terms of the city itself, like, oh, what do you think is better, LA or San Diego? Like one or the other. So I feel like just everybody, there's just rivalry between the cities.
Okay. Here's just a question. Who is San Diego FC's rival if it's not a California team? And it doesn't even have to be because of soccer. It could just be for any reason, but they have to have a soccer team.
Oh, what? I don't know, man. Do you? It seems based off your face, seems like you have something in mind already.
I'm thinking if I'm trying to just like pick fights and like look for other rivals, I'm thinking Austin FC, like. Because you know what? No, we have better Mexican food. So
wow.
I'm thinking there. Maybe Dallas, Houston, all the Texas teams. Like, no, like get that Tex-Mex out of here. Like California burritos all day long.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to think who else. Maybe Miami. Like, no, we got nice beaches too. Like that's kind of what I meant.
See, and this is what I mean by April Fool's being your a great holiday of yours, man. You're just like going with the most off the wall stuff, but it makes total sense. Yeah. That's the thing.
Or were you calling me a fool? Is that what you were trying to say?
No, but I think that those are actually really funny, like the beaches and the food. I'll think of one,
okay.
And then maybe before the end of the podcast,
okay,
if I can think of one, I'll tell you.
Okay, sounds good. Another thing that talks about how fun the game was, I think Manny Machado faked an injury so he can make it to the game. I think I was driving to the game when they said he was limping out. I was listening on it on the radio, and I was like, oh no, like I hope it's not serious. And then I think it was during halftime. They just show him there hanging out, watching the game.
Yeah, him and Profar.
Yeah,
they were both there, and just like I thought the same thing. I was like, wow, he just wanted to beat traffic, man.
Yeah.
He's trying to get out of there.
Yeah, and I guess Profar knew he was gonna have some time off for a while.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe we won't get into it because I love Profar, but it was nice seeing him there.
But I think there was a lot of fans that did that. Like, they did like the Green Line double, I think is what we'll call it. Just like going to Petco Park and then taking the Green Line trolley and then going to the game at Snapdragon. So the fact that we were able to sell out the Padre game and SDFC game just once again goes to show that San Diego is a sports city.
Yeah.
So I got two games the same night.
Absolutely. It'll be cool to see if we can do that. I don't know if we're going to have like a trifecta where like the Wave also play that weekend, but maybe actually May 3rd and 4th. I know San Diego FC and the Wave play back to back. So if San Diego's in town, it'd be cool to have all 3 of them.
Yeah, right. Get all the San Diego sports fans out and about. Speaking of San Diego sports, I guess you want to talk about the newest San Diego FC signing?
I actually want to give this one to you. I actually don't know who this player is.
Well, no, they just posted on Instagram today that they signed San Diego's own FaZe Rug. You know who FaZe Rug is?
No, I was reading it as FaZe Rug. So
FaZe
just
Rug.
shows you I do not know who he is.
Yeah, they signed him to a contract for the season. But obviously that's an April Fool's joke. Since you didn't know about that, he's like a gamer.
Okay,
so he's part of like the FaZe clan. They do a bunch of like gaming, like Fortnite.
Is he the ringleader? Is that why it's after his name, or is FaZe not his name?
No, I think that both of those are not their name. I think once they go into the clan or whatever, it's like FaZe, and they have like the second name is what they are.
So it'd be like FaZe Mario.
Yeah,
Okay.
FaZe Mario, exactly.
I see. Oh, he's the biggest one out of the whole clan.
Yeah, I think he probably like one of the people that started it. But yeah, he's from San Diego. He was actually at the inaugural game. So I saw that and I was like, what the heck? I was like, dude, I didn't know he was a soccer player. And then I'm going into there and then I go into the comments section naturally. And I was like, all right, April Fool's. I was like, nice. Okay, cool. I was like, oh, we got to throw that on a podcast. Why not?
Yeah, veteran, 28 years old. Although I got to give it to him. He looks maybe 22, 23, so props to him.
Right. Yeah, so that was a funny one. And we already talked about,
Oh, the Ronaldo one too.
See, but that one, that's the thing with April Fool's jokes. That's where the art comes in, right?
Yeah.
Like, it has to be something like even relatively believable. Because the Ronaldo one, like, you saw it, you're like, I don't even need to like look into this anymore.
Yeah, they did try though. At least the post I read, it said Ronaldo's son was born in San Diego, and they said something else to kind of like link why it would be San Diego.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I saw that, I was like, no way. But fans were commenting. Some people, I think they were like, oh no, like it's not worth like whatever it's gonna cost or whatever. So maybe they fooled a few people.
Yeah, you'd have to sell the farm to be able to afford. What is he making in Saudi? Like $200 million a year. Imagine.
I don't even know.
I don't even think that's feasible for like
Yeah.
any soccer team to pay someone $200 million.
Yeah,
just
no
crazy.
idea.
Yeah, I know. So, do you want to introduce our last segment that we're just starting, Mario?
Yeah, so around the pitch, basically, we're just going to talk about what's going on in the soccer world. We can start with reports that Thomas Müller will not be renewed by Bayern Munich this year after being at the club for 25 years. Was he like a ball boy from the beginning? Like, how are you there for 25 years?
Yeah, I guess. Well, he's probably like 35 to 37, I would think. So, been there since he was like 10, 11. So I'm
Academy
guessing
player,
Mhm.
yeah.
since he was really young. So, this one's kind of crazy because like it makes you think like, are like one club players really a thing anymore? Like, I don't even know like that I can think of very many like one club like never played anywhere else.
Yeah, very rare. I don't think you see it that often in a lot of pro sports anymore. But I think it's just how things are going in general. Like most people don't even work at the same company for more than a few years. I'd be a 2-club player in that under that. You would be a 1-club player for now.
Yeah, so far, yeah. One club player for the last 10 years.
Yeah, it is nice to see when that one place, like always. Like I think there's something nice about that. Would you want to be a 1-club player? I know what you're gonna say. Would you want to be a 1-club player at Real Madrid, Amilcar?
I mean, yeah, but that's it. It all depends though. Like, I think you can go one of two ways, right? Like, you can either be a 1-club player at like one of these big clubs. I feel like it's super hard, like a Barcelona, a Madrid, even like a Manchester United or something like that, because they're always trying to compete for these big titles. So it's either like you stay on and like retire when you still have probably like 4 to 5 good years left, and you just retire because you want to retire at the club.
Like Zidane.
Yeah,
not that he was 1 club, but he like retired at the top.
Yeah, or I think like Toni Kroos, he retired last year. He easily could have played like 3, 4, probably 5 more really good years, but he just wanted to retire at the top and retire at Real Madrid. But if you don't want to do that, then you end up having to leave and go play at like a quote unquote like smaller club, and live out the rest of your like playing years where you're maybe a little bit past your peak.
Yeah. So, is that what your preference would be then?
I mean, I think all else equal, I'd be a one club person, but yeah, I feel like if I'm thinking like my like working like world, I don't think that I would leave if I knew I had some good working years left. I'd probably be like, all right, I'm just gonna go somewhere else and like continue working, basically.
Yeah, I'm almost certain that I would just continue doing it. I'm like, I hate goodbyes. I'm not very good at goodbyes, so I feel like, but I think there is a grace in like timing it well. Like when you leave at the top, like it's like they say in like Batman: The Dark Knight, like you stay you stay around long enough to see yourself become the villain, like. And then you see that a lot with players. They become like a figurative villain in the sense that they're taking more resources from the club by either in salary or in like attention or like taking opportunities from younger talent. So they do become their like club's villains. So I think it is important to time it in a certain way. But yeah, why not go to like a different league? I would kind of want to be more like a Zlatan who like, I mean, who wouldn't, but like, he played at a very high level in so many clubs and kind of got to like travel, got to like learn what like the cultures are of like certain teams. What are the traditions of certain clubs and playing in certain leagues? I don't want to see that. Like, oh, I want to maybe play the pace of like English football or play like a more creative like Spanish football or try to score goals against like really defensive Italian side or play like boring German football. Like,
wow. Whoa, shots.
And then I'll go to MLS and like or Liga MX or somewhere else and just like have a good time for a little bit. And I don't know. I feel like that's what I would try to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's super interesting. But then you have people like, I think one of the biggest examples of like a one club team or one club player is like Paolo Maldini. Like he also played at AC Milan, which is one of the best, clubs in the world. So I think he's one of like kind of the exception to the rule. But obviously you have like Francesco Totti that played for Roma. He was really, really good the entire time, but Roma's a little bit of a, like, depending on who you ask, like a little bit of a lower end team. But those two guys, like, or who comes to mind, but Maldini just like stands out. It's like you played at the top the entire time and you retired with like your boyhood club.
Yeah, and I guess it's so unique, and that's what makes that very, very special. And you maybe have a better chance to like get a statue or something, or you'll always be like a club legend. But talking about like staying at the top for a long time, I think like even though he's not a one club player, like Luka Modric, he's still. I mean, he's not starting. I think this year, maybe a little bit of last year, he hasn't been like as much of a fixture, but
yeah,
he was still getting a lot of playing time and contributing a lot. He's still on the team, but like he's what, like 38, 39?
Yeah, I think he's probably 39 because I think they want to renew him for next year potentially. So he could potentially retire probably next year after the World Cup. But yeah, he's I think a player like what I think of like longevity. He just can play for so long, like a Ronaldo also similar thing. Can play for so many years at top clubs because usually people like they go to lower clubs or go to, I hate to say it, like the MLS sometimes, and that's where they quote unquote go to retire or whatever.
And you mentioned the World Cup. I've been kind of surprised. I think at this point, like anyone that's still playing his fair game for the World Cup, I'm surprised at how many players I saw in the World Cup last year that I was like, okay, it's the last one, that are still like potentially in contention to make their teams and like keep playing. Like there's been a lot less retirements from national teams so far than I would have imagined.
Honestly, I think it's because it's like, as dumb as it is to say, it's like it was 3.5 years wait, right? Like is what they had to wait on the back end versus like the full 4 years. So those 6 months I think are a really big deal.
Yeah, 12.5%, I think. So,
hey, a big math guy over here.
Hey, the difference between an A and a C, I think, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Depends where you're calculating.
Yeah, depends where you're at. Yeah, I think.
But I guess another topic we wanted to cover is Lionel Messi. His bodyguard has been banned from being pitch side at MLS games, despite being involved in 16 pitch invading incidents. So, what are your thoughts on that?
So I saw the headline. I didn't look into it. So he just banned because like everyone else can't have a bodyguard and they already have like stadium security. I
don't know why. They just banned him. I think it's just they don't want like them on the pitch because like I don't know. Have you seen videos on social media about this guy?
Oh no, not that. I've seen everyone trying to get a picture with Messi all the time.
No, this dude like he is like an ex MMA fighter. Like I think he's like a Navy SEAL maybe. I don't know. He was big, huge dude, and he essentially runs on the sideline and basically follows Messi from side to side the entire match. And then if someone runs it, he just basically tackles people. It's just the funniest thing to watch if you ever watch a video.
I didn't know he like ran from side to side, so he might as well be a offside ref.
Yeah, no, it's actually hilarious. He's like this big dude. He's just running from side to side. Then you'll see him. He's like just full sprints, tackles children. I mean, not tackles children, but like adults. He just like gets in the way, and he ends up beating everybody to Messi. So they don't like do anything to him.
I mean, I'm seeing a picture of him right now where he's basically choke holding like maybe a 14-year-old. So you're not far off from tackles children.
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. I don't know if they're just trying to remove preferential treatment, but it is kind of wild. Like I think a lot of the times you think of pitch invaders as just people that are like kids that are coming in to just like take photos or kind of like for fun. But I mean, you never know. Like some of these huge names coming to play, and I think Messi's probably involved in it more than anybody, especially in the MLS. It's kind of dangerous, you never know what's going to happen, or there's something crazy or something out there.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like Messi is a unique case. He's not like everyone else. At least from talent for soccer, he's the biggest thing for MLS right now. So I could see why maybe you need to protect that a little bit more. But I also see like the being equal to everyone, I guess. And technically you should have staff that's protecting everyone anyways, but
yeah. I was also curious, like, since when did we change the concept of like a pitch invader, being called a pitch invader versus like a streaker. I feel like that's what it was like always called. Like if someone ran in the field, it's like, oh, we got the streakers on the field, this and that. Like, what's the difference between a pitch invader and like a streaker?
Well, I think streakers are naked.
Oh, is that like,
yeah. So I mean,
man, make streaking great again.
Yeah. So I think most of us just prefer the pitch invading part, but so I would say I would be a pitch invader. Amilcar, I think you would be a streaker. So I think that's a difference.
Oh my God! I mean, we did talk about this actually the other day. That you were like, oh, if they can avoid people for what was like a minute or something, then they should be able to just go back to their seat.
Yeah, and you did call them streakers, so I don't think streakers should get in more trouble. But yeah, I feel like if you go on the field and they don't catch you for 1 minute, they let you go back to your seat.
Speaking of, there was a pitch invader at the SDFC game. Like it was like the last like minute or something. That it happened, and then he was like pointing back to his seat, like he wanted to go back. The skier was like, "Nah, dog, like you're out of here. Let's go."
Wait, I missed that one.
Yeah, I was talking to Mr. Leo about it, and he was telling me that I think it was Mr. Leo who was telling me that it happened at the end, and then he was like, it was like big dude, and then he just gave himself up. He's like, "All right, man, I'm tired." Like, and he pointed back to his seat, and the skier was like, "No, let's go."
And just for the record, Mr. Leo, friend and listener, not Lionel Messi.
Oh yes, well, we're also on a first name basis with Lionel Messi as well, if you were wondering. But no, yeah. So that's kind of wild about that. But let's talk about the last thing that we have on our around the pitch, real quick. As I'm sure you guys have seen, Club Leon got disqualified from the Club World Cup because their owners, because like multi-ownership, and it's like illegal for FIFA. Where like the same group owns Mexico's Club Pachuca that also owns Leon, and Pachuca's in the Club World Cup, so they can't have two basically people that have the same interests for like a conflict of interest. So now there's reports that LAFC is going to do like a 1-game playoff against América for the final spot. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's a very tough way for Club Leon to figure out or to find out they're the least favorite kid. So, I mean, I don't think you should have 2 teams in the same tournament. I wish that biasly that the spot just went to like a Liga MX team and like automatically, but I also think it's fair that they have to play for it.
So why LAFC? Because LA Galaxy won the MLS Cup. LAFC I don't think they won anything last year. So why are they picking LAFC to play against Club America? America makes sense because they won the Clausura and the Apertura, so it makes total sense. But I don't get where LA Galaxy is coming from.
I believe it is because LAFC was runner-up to Leon in the CONCACAF like Champions League last year or whatever. However, Club Leon got in, I believe they beat LAFC.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense then. Yeah, so I guess they're going to do a 1-game playoff, and we'll see who ends up coming in for that last spot. But yeah, it is definitely a bummer for Leon because our boy James Rodriguez is on that team, so he's really frustrated about that. But I think Mexico's probably the only country, the only league I think where I know, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this like ownership of these 2 clubs, that there's like multiple owners of multiple different clubs in Mexico, right?
Oh yes, yeah. There's even been cases where back when they had like the tier system or like promotion and like you would go down, where like a team owned by like the same club would go down, and then the team that went up was also like
owned by the same
one.
Yeah.
So they would just like, no, we're just gonna keep our team that's already in like the top tier here, and then the other team can just SOL.
Wow. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. I definitely think like I don't disagree with like ownership groups having multiple teams, but I just think like not in the same competitions like we talked about, and then not in the same league. Like I just don't see how you can pick, like if they're playing each other, what do you do? Like you just hope and pick that one of the teams is gonna I'll be like, oh, you guys are gonna win this time because you guys are higher up or higher ranked or something like that.
No, you can't have it. If you're a professional sports league, the most important thing you have to do for your league is protect the integrity of the game. And if you think there's something outside of which team was better on this given day dictating who's going to win, then you don't have anything. And that's what scripted movies are for. That's what scripted shows are for. That's why we like sports, because it's what's going to happen. Even though we have like a big team and an underdog, like they can still win. And if you take that away, like then it's not interesting anymore. That's what like makes it exciting. So I think teams have to be very, very careful, or leagues have to be very careful with that.
Yeah, and hopefully we see a change in Liga MX where, they can't be owned by the same groups and stuff like that. Yeah, like you said, to preserve integrity and kind of have people just competing, and that's ultimately what it's about.
And I'm not a Club America fan, but I do think if they get in, they could, from CONCACAF, do some damage. They've been playing pretty well the last few years, so they could make a deep run for representing CONCACAF if they get in.
Sweet. Yeah. So, I guess we'll see. These are all just rumors about the LAFC Club America, so we'll see if that actually ends up happening. But, maybe they will, maybe they won't, maybe it'll be a different team. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have a few more things we want to talk about next week. Maybe Carlo Ancelotti on his way out from Real Madrid, and maybe Jurgen Klopp replacing him. We'll talk about it more next week. Before we sign off, San Diego FC is playing Seattle Sounders on Saturday at Snapdragon Stadium. Sounders are so far struggling a bit with 6 points.
Yikes.
So hopefully San Diego FC can keep the good times rolling and maybe try to climb to second or third place just behind the Whitecaps and Austin FC.
Sweet. So that's all we have for you guys today. If, don't forget to, like we would say, like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. You can see more of Mario's fun reels that he made. and join us. Yeah, next week we'll talk about the San Diego FC game. We'll talk a little bit about the Champions League too.
Sweet. Have a good one. Thank you.